Well, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. Good times with Scott here, bringing you another super awesome Minecraft episode. And in today's episode, we are going to put the top on our modified Scarish pyramid. So the day has finally come. We've built all four faces of the Scarish pyramid, and today we're finally putting the top on it. So I'm excited. So let's get this episode started. All right, down on the mainland. And yeah, so we're going to put the top on our little tree and talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that is adding new features to Minecraft. It's my favorite subject to talk about, and we're going to talk about it today. And then we'll do a little super fast build mode and things of that nature. So let's get started here. And before we go on to any other things, I promise I'll show you where the sand pits for the glass and all came from. I gotta remember that. I'm gonna remember it this time. So we'll get definitely on that. All right, so let's pop over here and let's get up here and start adding our little every time I look at it, I always think of adding like whipped cream to the top of a bowl of ice cream, if you will. That's what I think of when I'm about to start building this. So actually, you can see one of my pits down there where I got some of the sand to start with, but it was not enough. So let's just start going across. Here we go. Oh my god, this is going to take forever, but it'll be worth it. It will be worth it. You know, I should have actually got a Silk Touch pickaxe. I believe I've got one, so I don't waste too much glass if I make a mistake, but oh well. We'll just continue along. So what I wanted to talk about before we jump into super fast build mode is we've got a lot of new features in Minecraft, and I love it. The trading system looks fun. The only problem is Scarland, most of the terrain has been generated prior to 1.8 before villages and things like that. So it's going to take a while for me to actually find a village. I've tried a few times and it took like 2 day cycles to get outside of pre 1.8 generated terrain. But I'm going to try to make an effort. Possibly build the Scarland transportation system to one of the villages if I can find it. But yeah, the trading system, I've been wanting that I've been wanting non-playable characters since I believe, let's see, I'm trying to think if it was, I don't want to goof up the dates because that'll just make me look foolish. Let's see, I'm trying to think of when I wanted to see villagers. It was sometime in around November 2010. I'm going to probably goof that up, but somewhere around then. I'm probably way off. But I was building a castle and I'm like, oh, I'm done. I built it. But wait, there's nobody to attack my castle. So I wanted villagers, some type of non-playable characters that were in the world. What I wanted was non-playable characters to have like a castle or something, and you know, there was friendlies and there was enemy ones you could trade with. Then there were some of them that were thieves, so they would try to come into your castle and take your diamonds and things like that. But yeah, a couple years later, well, we got villagers. It's a start. It looks pretty cool. Trading system. What I would love to see now is if they added a little bit of more to it, and that would be giving them a task. Like, hey, I need this amount of wood. Go out and chop me down some wood, and you pay him a certain amount, or you give him an item or something like that. And he goes out there and does your bidding for said amount of item or emeralds or whatever you pay him with. I think that would, whoa, jeez. Oh no, why can't they fix this? They're killing off my animals. No, don't jump, no! Scar Jr. just died, no. Oh my gosh. I just updated to the newest snapshot, and of course they haven't fixed the spawning animal glitch. Excuse me, buddy. Excuse me. You're blocking the glass here. Yeah, yeah. You're blocking it, buddy. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he's done. I'm gonna have to find more dogs because I'm literally on my last 4 or 5 left after this annoying glitch. God, I wish they would fix that. So, what we were talking about. So, if you could go out and, hire a villager to get wood or, go out and get a certain amount of cobblestone, I think that would be cool. So, you just pay them, you give them a little cash, they do your bidding. I think that would be pretty cool. Oh my gosh, down in those pits where I'm going to fill it with water and put the topiary tree, they're full of creepers. Oh, that's scary. I don't know if you guys could see that, but... But, yeah, I think that would be cool. That'd be something awesome I would love to see added to the villager system. Something for the future. What else could we do with villagers? What are your guys' thoughts on more interactions with them? I still think they should add a fief. Oh my gosh, there's a ton of mobs down there. I think they should add like a thief type character, kind of like yourself, modeled after your player, and he kind of like a little ninja guy. He kind of goes around, makes mischief happen. I think that would be cool. I just love coming up with ideas and different things to add to Minecraft. It's kind of like in the photography community. We love gear. We love talking about what's the newest camera or lens on the horizon. It's the same thing with Minecraft. I love just talking about new blocks, new things I would love to see come to world of mining and crafting. All right, there's 1 level done. Man, we are balling now. So what else? What? Wait. Am I making a mistake here? No mistakes. Thought I was making a mistake. What else? What else would we love to see come to Minecraft? I would love to see a new biome, actually, and that would be a tropical biome. We don't have one. Inside the tropical biome, we could have palm trees, maybe 2 types, a real tall type palm tree and a more type of a kind of small bush palm tree. We could have, maybe they could even make like a shipwreck where you could go into the shipwreck and there would be some treasure. What else could there be? So I think that would be cool. A tropical biome. I also think maybe they could add like a bird, a mob type bird, a parrot maybe. It lives inside the tropical biomes. You could fly around with you. That'd be kind of cool if you could train him and have him follow you around. But he might be kind of odd if he followed you around inside of a building and he was flying. He'd probably get kind of annoying. That's an idea. What else? What other crazy ideas can we come up with for adding cool things to Minecraft? Tropical biomes, shipwrecks, treasure. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. And if you guys have just upgraded to the new snapshot, do your enchanting and all that stuff now, because they'll probably dumb it down a little bit in the next update, because it's a little bit easy to get high-level enchantments and things like that right now. So I would advise before next week's update, do as much as you can in the way of enchanting and different things like that, because I think it'll get much harder soon to do the enchanting and things like that. What else? Well, I think it's about time for everybody's favorite super fast build mode. End of super fast build mode, and it looks like we're gonna have to continue the topping of the Scarish pyramid in another episode. We're at about 2 hours and a half. It's taken quite some time, but we're gonna probably have to end it about now. So once we get done with this last side, we'll take a look at what we've accomplished, and we'll head to the sand pits to look at our quarry. Yeah, so this is exhausting. This is like an endurance test. It's like back at swim practice all over again, doing the 3,000 yard time set or 10,000 yard endurance test on the Saturday mornings. Yeah, so let's just come up to the end here and stop. Here we go. All right, so we'll finish this other half up in the next episode. But boy, look at that. We are almost getting there. We are almost done. So let's head down here and take a look at some of those sand quarries. All right, here's the first sand quarry that I got a lot of the glass from, but I soon realized that this would not be enough. So I headed down this way and cleared out this little pit over here. But I soon realized that I will need more. I will need much, much more. So I had to turn my focus to another area. And then I ended up here, under this little lake over here. It turned out it was very efficient to get sand from under a frozen lake, except for the small areas where the sand got, where it melted there. But other than that, it was a very efficient way to get a lot of sand because it was an even 5 high all the way across here. But I believe there's still another quarry over there, so let's jump over there too. So here's the best view I can give you of where it all came from. It's starting to fill up with snow. I took most of the sandstone out also. But yeah, so this is where all the sand came from for the amazing Scarish glass modified pyramid structure. So let's take a look at our handiwork we finished in this episode, and then we will wrap this up. Alright, taking a look at our handiwork in this episode, we can see we're about halfway because this side's a little longer than the top, so it'll get skinnier as it goes up. So I believe we're around halfway done. So in our next episode, we'll finish this up and add a little bit more decoration to the outside of the structure. And guys, I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you think this video deserved a like or a favorite or even a share, it would be much appreciated. Until next time, I'll see you later. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter.